You're liking boys, boys are liking you, y'all eyeballing each other, you want to hold hands. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Tia. If you do know me, hey, I know it's been a while. Don't yell at me, don't trip. For today's video, in spirit of everybody going back to school in a few months, I wanted to give out an advice video, or I wanted to put out an advice video for you guys who are either in high school right now or you're freshly transitioning into high school. These are just kind of like my tips and tricks on how to survive. Basically, I was in high school. I was there the whole 4 years, and honestly, I wish I knew at least half of these things while I was still in high school, because honestly, in high school, it's just one big, long learning journey. And you're always going to keep learning more in high school, not just like curriculum wise, but like life wise. So I'm going to jump right into the video. I have 8 tips for you guys today. Maybe I'll think of some more as I'm filming, who knows, we'll see. But for right now, there's 8. My first piece of advice is to go to events. So in high school, I never really went to a lot of things, but honestly, I regret it. I wish I went to more basketball games. I wish I went to more soccer games, football games. Like, I wish I went to more of, like, you know, things that regular high school kids do. That's just more memories to have, even if they're not necessarily the most exciting memories. It's like, wow, I remember this game. I had so much fun with my friends here. I remember this time I went to that dance and we did this, and you get pictures, and there's things and memories to look back on. And I feel with high school, you want memories to look back on. You don't want to just remember being in class. You should go. Bottom line, you should go. Go to the games, go to the dances. Like, some of my best memories, honestly, are me going to the freaking homecoming, prom, dances, things like that. So definitely I recommend going to those. Number 2 kind of goes hand in hand with number 1. Join things, whether that's clubs, sports, associations. Get into, how do I explain this? I feel like it's a perfect way to go out, make friends, find people who have similar interests with you as you. And I'm having such a hard time talking. Get together, Tiana. Join groups, join clubs. If you even have like the slightest interest in something, join it. If you don't like it, you could always quit. I did not join anything at all my whole entire freaking high school career, and I'm honestly regretting it. Even if it's just one thing that I did for like a year, honestly, 1, that looks great on college applications, that you're a participator in things, and 2, you can pick up on skills, you get to meet new people. Like, it's just more of an experience when you're joining things. Be open about the type of friends that you have. And by this, I mean, don't be afraid to be friends with different types of people. Me in particular, like, I didn't have a set friend group when I was in high school. I was kind of like friends with whoever I was friends with. To me, not necessarily having my own group, my high school in particular was very cliquey. So we had like the nerds, the jocks, the basketball players, the kids who liked to play with the Naruto cards during lunch. And me not having my own group, I was kind of like friends with this person in this group, or friends with that person in that group. I feel like that's really important in high school, to have those different types of people, because they just bring so much different perspective onto things. If you get to look at different perspectives of high school through different people's eyes by just even speaking to them, you know what I mean? And I feel like so many people get caught up in, you have to be this way, or you have to be that way, you have to be part of this friend group, and you have to be part of that friend group. That's not how it is. It should never be that way. You should never feel obligated to only talk to certain types of people. Me being friends with so many different types of people throughout high school have really opened my eyes to different ways of thinking, different ways of carrying myself, like different interests even. Just don't be afraid to be friends with different types of people. Don't be afraid to like sit with somebody else during lunch for a day, or talk to somebody else in class, or partner with somebody else in class for a project that day. It's not gonna hurt. And honestly, if you just don't find yourself vibing with those type of people, you don't find yourself vibing with them. You might even find your best friend in a group you've never thought you'd associate yourself with a day in your life. This, some people might take a different type of way, but from my experience, I really wish I didn't take relationships so seriously in high school. Dating, of course, is gonna be it's gonna be a thing. You're growing up, you're liking boys are liking you, y'all eyeballing each other, you want to hold hands. I feel like a lot of people in high school make relationships one of their main priority, and that's where they mess up, honestly. In high school, you should be worried about, one, your education, of course, and two, growing yourself, finding yourself, and building yourself into the person that you've always wanted to be. I feel like you can't necessarily really make a strong commitment in a relationship and dedicate yourself to somebody if you don't even know who you really are first. It's nice to have somebody around to grow with and, you know, experience things with, the shoulder to lean on. And I'm not saying don't date in high school. You definitely, date in high school, figure out what type of guys you like, but at the same time, don't take it so seriously. And I'm not saying either go cheat on people, go do people dirty, play with people. If you're genuinely having feelings for somebody and they feel the same way, yeah, go ahead, date. It's a part of high school, but it shouldn't be a main focus in high school. Number 5 is be picky with your circle. And I know I just said, you know, be friends with this type of person, be friends with this type of person, this type of person. You can be open to new friendships while also being picky. Me in particular, I was very, very picky about who I was friends with in high school, and I was quick to cut relationships off like it was nothing. I'm really glad that I was that way, because it did save me a lot of time, a lot of headache, a lot of arguing and fights with girls and guys over stupid things. If you feel like somebody you're cool with or friends with is giving you a bad vibe, they don't necessarily have your best interests in heart, talking behind your back, anything like that, do not be afraid to cut that person off. Because honestly, when you graduate high school, 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to see them anymore, and it's not even going to matter. So don't be afraid to cut people off. You have your whole life ahead of you. There's so many people in your life that are going to come and go. You should not be afraid to lose people who don't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, or just carry an energy that you don't want surrounding yourself. A lot of people say that, like, you are the people you hang out with. I don't necessarily believe that's 100% true, but I do feel like the people you surround yourself with in the long run do have an influence on how you can be as a person or how you can end up. I feel like somebody might not be the best for you, whether that's just right now or long term. Don't be afraid to cut it off. 6, worry about impressing yourself, not other people. Hold on. In high school, there's honestly so much freaking pressure, whether it's talked about or not. There's so much pressure around these young teenagers to fit in, to be cool, to be accepted, because everybody just wants to feel accepted. Like, nobody wants to go to school and not have any friends and have people hate them. Like, come on now. At the same time, you also have to realize that you're living your life for you, not for anybody else. Dress however you want to dress. Talk however you want to talk. Not in a disrespectful manner, of course, but be you. Be authentic. And if people can't accept that and people aren't willing to work with your authentic self, then maybe you shouldn't surround yourself with those people. I'm sure we've all came to a point where we're like, wow, sometimes school is really hard. Sometimes it just takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders when you're working towards something for yourself rather than for someone else. You just feel proud of yourself. You feel better, you know? You're doing it for you, for yourself long term, not for anybody else. Number 7, this is kind of like a hack, honestly, is be cool with your teachers and the staff in the school. This can go a very, very, very long way, especially in high school. There's going to be times where you couldn't finish your paper on time. Maybe you didn't do so well on a test. Maybe you really need to retake, or you just need some shifting going around in your grades, or you need to escort to class because you're late, and if you're late again without a pass, you get a detention. This is where being cool with the staff comes in handy. I'm not saying you gotta kiss their butt, but just being nice goes a really long way. In my high school, like, there was a lot of kids who treated the staff like trash, and a lot of times it was just for no reason. When you're nice to the teachers, even if you're not kissing butt, they're going to be more willing and open to work with you. It goes such a long way. It makes school way easier. Teachers, 9 times out of 10, when you're mean to a teacher, they're going to give you a harder time. And I'm not saying it's every teacher, but there's teachers out there like that, there's staff out there like that. They're gonna nitpick at you because you're the person who stands out to them, because you're the person who disrespects them all the time, you're the person who causes a scene, you're the person who's causing trouble. Like, just be cool. There's no need to be bogus or dirty to your teachers or your security guards or your principals. There's no reason. Number 8, and I feel like this is probably the biggest thing that people forget all the time in high school. It's temporary. You are not going to be in high school for the rest of your life. High school eventually ends, whether you just flunk out completely or you graduate. It's gonna come to an end eventually. Remember this when it comes to your friendships, your relationships. Do the best you can when it comes to your freaking grades, okay? Because you just get that one high school shot. Be picky about who you're surrounding yourself with. This is literally like, this temporary stuff is just the icing on the cake to everything. It's literally just grouping everything together. Just know what to take seriously, what not to take seriously. And remember, at the end of the day, high school is temporary. It's eventually going to end. Half of the people you're not even going to see anymore. You're not going to talk to them. You're going to have different friends eventually. Like, I'm not saying everything is going to be left completely in the past, but things change so much after high school. You're going to change after high school. It's just going to be different. Keep that in the back of your head, like, always. And don't think it's just this bad thing that's going to ruin your life for the rest of your life. It's not. High school is what you make it, you know? It's about what you do with the environment you're in and the people you surround yourself with. Those were my 8 tips on how to survive high school, my top tips, tricks, things that I wish I knew when I was in high school, or things that I did that just helped me get through. If you like this video, don't be afraid to give it a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. If you have any video suggestions or you just really like my advice videos, don't be afraid to leave that in the comment box, because I'll keep some more coming for you. Also, my social media should be linked in the description box as well. Right now I don't have any like Snapchat or Twitter, but I do have Instagram, and most of the time I do follow back. So don't be afraid to give me a follow on there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.